Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, the Home Team Network, and now on 96.9 WYIR. I'm Riley Angel here with you. Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday night here with me and with the Evansville Otters. They look to come in here and avoid a three-game sweep against the Schaumburg Boomers team, which has been so scorching red hot to begin this year and really the past two games here against Evansville. Let's recap it a little bit. In the first game, it was a 6-0 shutout victory for the Boomers thanks to a Dwayne Matos 7-inning gym, which he twirled 6 strikeouts, only allowed 5 hits, did not give up a run, and then was shut down by Stutzman and Oliver out of the pen for Schaumburg. In that contest, though, Keenan Taylor had a 3-for-3 day, but that was really the only offense that the Otters had. In total, they only had 5 hits. Yesterday, a final of 17-6, a lot more offense, just really one-sided against the Otters. But some good performances as JT Benson. He went 3 for 5, just a triple shy of the cycle. The Otters scored 4 in the top half of the second to take, at the time, a 4-2 lead thanks to a leadoff homer by JT Benson, followed by a JJ Cruz RBI single and then an Alay Camus RBI double. Then later on in the inning, Paven Parks did eventually score on a wild, JJ Cruz scored on a wild pitch. But again, the offense for Schaumburg just a little too much to handle. Terrence Marin got the loss. He went 2 2/3, gave up 10 earned runs, did not strike out a batter, gave up 8 hits. But some good performances out of the pen as well. Alex Valdez came in and tossed a scoreless 1-2-3 inning. Same with Nate Wolgamuth in the eighth. The Otters did score two in the ninth, but they just weren't able to overcome that 17-4 deficit they had going into that inning. Again, the final finished at 17-6. Today, the Otters look to put all of that past them. Hopefully, they can come in here and it really bear down and come in here and decide to get a win. As this is the last game of the series, going into this weekend, they play Florence and the Yalls, who are in last place in the Central Division, just one game back of Evansville after a win last night. The Otters have now lost two in a row. We look at the division standings right now for the Central Division. Lake Erie still stands in first place as they have for most of the year. They are 10-4, 7-3 in their last 10. They have been balling out up there near Cleveland. Washington 9-7. They are 2 games back of Lake Erie. Evansville 4 games back of first place at 7-9 now, and then Florence at 5-9. They are 5 games back. For Schaumburg, one of the best offenses in the Frontier League, they now stand in first place in the West Division over Gateway as that battle has been raging on for all of this month of May. Boomers 12-6. Gateway 10-6, just a game back of Schaumburg. Joliet 9-7, 2 games back. Mississippi, the newcomers in the Frontier League, 6-8. They're 4 games back in Windy City. They have lost 8 in a row and are 3-14 and 8.5 games back of the division already. Evansville, with their divisional standing, you can't win a division in May, but you can certainly lose a division in May. So Evansville looking to come in here with a good performance here tonight. Thank you so much for listening on the Otters Digital Network, 96.9 WIR, and watching on the Home Team Network. When we come back, we will look at the starting lineups and both starting pitchers. Again, you're listening to 96.9 WIR and the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Welcome back inside Wintrust Field here in Schaumburg, Illinois, just about 20 minutes from the Chicago metro area. I'm Riley Angel here with you, and thank you so much for spending your evening with me. You're listening to the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, the home team network, and now on 96.9 WYIR. Again, I'm Riley Angel here with you. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both sides, beginning with the home Boomers. They are sending Alec Craig out to lead it off. He is playing shortstop. Then Bryn Spillane, the center fielder, followed by Christian Fedko at third base. Cleaning it up, Anthony Calarco is the designated hitter. Batting fifth is Banks Tolley in right field. Aaron Simmons, the left fielder, batting seventh in the eighth spot. Kyle Fitzgerald, the first baseman, then Will Prater and Satchel Norman rounded out as the second baseman and the catcher. One thing about the Boomers, they just sent Andrew Soika to the 7-day IL this morning. Andrew Soika has been a monster in the middle of this Boomers order for the majority of the year, and something must have happened earlier today during batting practice or warm-ups because he was placed on that 7-day IL just this morning after playing the entirety of yesterday's contest. For your Evansville Otters, it is as follows. Alay Camus getting the leadoff spot once again. He is playing shortstop, followed by reigning Frontier League Player of the Week Graham Brown in center field. Then it's LJ Jones at first still, followed by Pavin Parks cleaning it up. He is the DH tonight. JT Benson, 3 for 5 yesterday. He was in right field batting fifth. Batting sixth, JJ Cruz, the second baseman. Then Keenan Taylor in the seventh spot in left field, followed by Cohen Wilbanks, the battery mate, and Ray Gill, the third baseman, rounding it out. It's John Beamer on the bump for Evansville here today. He is going to be dueling Dylan Kirkaby. We look at John Beamer. His last start against Schaumburg was a no decision. He went 5 innings, gave up 8 runs, did strike out 10 though. That 8-run performance ballooned his ERA all the way to over an 11 at an 11.05. But he did keep Evansville in that ball game in what was an extra inning loss for the Otters. Previous to that, he had done well against Gateway in his opening start. He went 4 1/3, gave up 3 runs, struck out 6. Against Mississippi on the road, he pitched 5 innings, only gave up 3, struck out 7. So big strikeout pitcher. Hopefully, he could just keep opponents off the board in the future. And then for Dylan Kirkaby on the other side for Evansville, we take a look at his numbers. So far for Schaumburg, he is 1-1 with a 3.38 ERA in 3 games started. He has pitched in 16 innings. He has yet to give up a homer this year, struck out 13, but has walked 11. So the walks might be an issue, especially against a team like Evansville that draws so many of those. But we'll see. Evansville coming into this one 7-9. Before last night, they hadn't hit a homer since May 21st. This is a team that isn't going to hit a lot of home runs, and definitely not something that is amazing, especially in today's day and age of baseball, where on the other end, the Schaumburg Boomers, they've slugged 19 big flies so far this year, and they've scored 132 runs total compared to the Otters just 88. So again, we hope that Evansville is able to keep tabs with this monster Schaumburg Boomers offense, which has been so good. Overall, though, I think the Otters yesterday played fairly well. Yes, the pitching was an issue. They were making contact and hitting a lot. The Boomers were, in last night's contest. But again, I think it's one of those where you just chalk it up and hopefully you get to move forward. Now, homer-wise, Schaumburg is third in the league in home runs. Evansville in the middle of the pack with 10, tied with Tri-City, Lake Erie, and Windy City. So hopefully they're able to do a little bit more. But I'll tell you what, this team does steal a lot of bases. They have 36 stolen bases so far this year. As of last night, that was top 3 in the Frontier League. So hopefully they can continue playing that brand of baseball because it's been successful when they've implemented it in the past. We saw it last night with a Justin Felix sacrifice bunt. And again, Justin Felix was a guy that you expect to come up and do the team thing, and he absolutely did, putting down a sacrifice bunt to score at the time the go-ahead run from third base, and then the Lake Camus with that RBI double. So, Boomers and Evansville just about ready for this one. Evansville looking to come back and avoid the sweep, and hopefully they do so with John Beamer on the mound. When we come back, we'll have the first pitch. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on 96.9 WYIR.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND casa.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800.
Just about time for first pitch here. Thank you so much for listening to the Papa John's pregame show. Again, the Papa John's pregame show and Papa John's and Journal is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows. They will every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, the home team network, and now 96.9 WYIR. The home team network is the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. Check out Home Team Network to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game in 2025. So Schaumburg brings out Dylan Kirkaby to the bump. Kirkaby so far this year, a 1-1 record, an ERA of 3.38 in 16 innings. He has struck out 13, walked 11, has not given up a homer so far this season. The right-hander, this is his first year in professional baseball, formerly a pitcher for the Northwestern Red Raiders, who are in the Great Plains Athletic Conference at the NAIA level. He also played at the Lacrosse Loggers of the Northwoods Summer Collegiate League in 2023. Did not play in the summer of 2024. But we'll see how Kirkaby does against this Otters ball club, which we have seen a lot of good things from so far this year. Again, these last 2 days, I don't think indicative of how well this team has played and how well this team can play. Moving forward, again, he will face Ale Camus, Graham Brown, and L.J. Jones, the first three due up for Evansville. Ale Camus yesterday was in the 9-hole where he went 2 for 4 with a double, a single. He struck out and flew out. But right back up in the leadoff spot where he has been so many times this season. The left-hander steps across the plate now inside the left-handed batter's box, and we are about ready for action here tonight. Kirkaby looks in, sets, and the first pitch of tonight's ball game is inside for a ball, 1-0. Calling balls and strikes today is Max Langley, Jose Navas at third, Miguel Rivera Cruz over at first, the umpires. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, bounced on the ground to second. Prater fields and tosses over to first for the first out. Now brings up Graham Brown. Graham Brown, the reigning Frontier League Player of the Week. See how he does here as he stands in on the right side. And the first pitch. Misses down low for a ball, 1-0. Kirkaby Out of the stretch. That one's high, 2-0. Works exclusively out of that stretch position. Sets up far third base side of the pitching rubber. Hands chest high, and the 2-0 pitch is swung on. Little laser flare out to left field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. So Graham Brown with a one-out single here in the first. Yesterday, Graham Brown finally got a hit here in this series in the 7th inning. Now he is 2 for his last 3, and even in his last at-bat last night in the 9th, he grounded out but had an RBI. Now L.J. Jones, the batter. He's wearing number 6 tonight. Usually wearing the number 20. First pitch to the newly number 6 is taken for a strike on the outer edge on the breaking ball, 0-1. Graham Brown over at first does have 7 stolen bases on the year. 0-1 offering from Kirkby is swung on, high fly ball, left field. Simmons back on it at the track, near the wall, makes the catch as he bumps up against the wall. L.J. Jones got a hold of it, but just not quite enough to make some noise. Retreating back to the bag at first was Graham Brown. I feel like that's happened a lot to LJ this season. He makes so much solid contact, and most of the time he just doesn't get rewarded for it. Now it's Pavin Parks right back up in the cleanup spot. First pitch. In there for a strike on the up and away corner, 0-1. 59 degrees our game time temp. Overcast gray skies. Well, right now the sun poking out with a little flash of blue overhead. As the 0-1 pitch, runner goes. Down low for a ball. Throw down from Norman is not in time. Graham Brown with his 8th stolen base of the season. It's what you love to see there. The Otters getting a runner in scoring position early. If they can jump out in front early, I think that Beamer will have a good chance to lead the Otters to a win tonight. He has pitched so well. We'll talk more about him in the bottom of this inning when he's on the mound. 1-1 strike the count. The pitch to Pavin Parks is up and away, ball 2. The wind blowing slightly in from right field, and when I say slightly, I mean slightly. Just 2 miles per hour for the wind here tonight. Kirkby looks in, sets, and the 2-1. Never mind, he steps off. Now we're ready. Parks with a closed stance on the left-handed side. Awaits the 2-1. Here it is. Swung on, fouled back into the netting, 2-2. Parks, one of these guys that will never have a bad at bat. He's drawn 11 walks so far this year. I feel like the Otters have a lot of those type of guys on this team, guys that just control the strike zone. Work counts. The 2-2 just misses up and away, 3-2. And even last night in the loss, you saw that. The Otters working counts, especially in that second inning and later in the game in the 8th and the 9th. So we'll have a payoff pitch here. Runner on second is Brown. The 3-2. Inside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Pavin Parks brings up JT Benson. Benson batting .319 on the year, an OPS above 1,000. 3 homers, 9 ribbies, 7 stolen bases. He has been a staple in the middle of this order. Had to miss the first game of the series due to a sore ankle, but came back yesterday with a vengeance. And the first pitch is a slider on the outer half for a strike, 0-1. Benson stands in on the far back end of that right-handed batter's box. 0-1 pitch from Kirkaby is swung on and lifted lazily into foul territory, 0-2. Decent crowd on hand here tonight. I don't think there's ever not a decent crowd here in Schaumburg. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runners on base for the Otters. And the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, opposite way, and it drifts foul into the first base side seats. Count stays. Evansville would really like a win here going into Schaumburg this weekend. Excuse me, going into Florence this weekend. We're already in Schaumburg. Again, just 1 game ahead of the Yalls. The 0-2 once again to Benson. Here it is. Swung on line drive, base hit left field. They're going to send home Brown. The throw in from Simmons is not going to be nearly in time. 1-0 Otters. JT Benson continues his outstanding week here in Illinois near Chicago. 3rd RBI in the last 2 days, 4th hit in his last 6 at-bats. Brings up J.J. Cruz. J.J. Cruz also had a multi-hit day yesterday. First pitch to him. Swung on line drive, base hit left field. That's going to go all the way to the tarp. This will score 1 in Parks. They're going to hold Benson at 3rd. An RBI double for J.J. Cruz, 2-0 Otters. Two-out hitting, clutch hitting at that. And Evansville has sprung in front. Now Keenan Taylor. Taylor, he's having himself a year. 313 his average. 2 homers, 11 ribbies. The first pitch to him is a front door slider that touches the inner half of the zone, 0-1. Three-hit day in the first game. Went hitless yesterday, but did draw a walk. As the 0-1 pitch just misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So now 2 runners in scoring position after 2 straight 2-out RBI hits from Benson and then Cruz. Kirkaby sets out of the stretch. The 1-1. Swung on, high pop-up. This should stay on the infield. Under it, Alec Craig, and he will make the catch for out number 3. But the Otters, with great 2-out at-bats, score 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, but they do leave 2 on. 2-0 Evansville, going to the bottom half of 1 here in Schaumburg. Thank you so much for listening on the Otter Station Network, 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library.
Back here inside of Wintrust Field, 2-0 Evansville. Here in this one as they send out John Beamer to the bump. Beamer got roughed up a little bit against Schaumburg his last time out, gave up 8 runs, but he did strike out 10 boomers, and he looks to come in and set the tone early here in this first inning against this Boomers lineup. Beamer has been decent in his first couple of starts. Again, that 8 runs against Schaumburg, but against Mississippi went 5 and only gave up 3. Against Gateway in his opener, went 4 1/3, only gave up 3. In each of those, he struck out 7 and then 6 respectively. As Alec Craig, the leadoff man for Schaumburg, stands in. And the first pitch to him from the right-hander is in there for a strike on the fastball, down and away, 0-1. Alec Craig leads the Frontier League in walks still. He has 22. Average climbing up as the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, banged on the ground to first, underhanded by L.J. Jones, who steps on the bag himself for the first out. Now Brent Spillane. He's playing in center field. Andrew Soika, the everyday center fielder for Schaumburg, was placed on the 7-day injured list this morning. So Spillane will be manning that position for, you would assume, for the foreseeable future, at least 7 days is the first pitch. Fastball in there for a strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, the pitch. Swung on, chopped on the ground towards third. It's a fair ball, and Pavin Parks thought it was foul, so reaching first was Brent Spillane. Pavin thought it was going foul. Third base umpire Jose Navas, who is the crew chief, called it fair, so Parks never even had a throw, as here comes manager Andy McCauley to argue. A slow bouncer down the third base line hit the chalk. Pavin thought it drifted foul at the last second, went to backhand it, didn't make a throw. A fair indicated by Navas, and there goes Andy McCauley back to the dugout, still chirping. Tough from the vantage point I have up way high in the sky, but certainly was a close one. A fielder like Pavin Parks, you don't really doubt that guy. Now Spillane stands on first, and out of the stretch, Beamer tosses that one inside to Christian Fedko. As now Jose Navas telling Andy to be quiet from the dugout. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. The pitch to Fedko. Binder up and in, 2-0. Lost sight of that front door slider. Fedko has cooled down since a really hot start. 328 his average, 931 the OPS. 1 big fly, 9 ribbies, has drawn 14 walks, 5 doubles as well. At first, Spillane, not too much of a stolen base threat. This team, in general, the Boomers don't steal a lot of bases, as the 2-0 is in there for a strike, 2-1. They only have 20 on the year. Beamer sets, gives a look back to Spillane and out of the stretch. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball, deep left field. Back on it, Taylor. Near the track, makes the catch for out number 2. Solid contact there by Fedko, but here in Schaumburg, each in the right and left field corners. The wall goes back about 15, 20 feet or so. It's 353 down the left field line, 355 down the right field line. This place is a deep ballpark as now Anthony Calarco steps in, and the first pitch to him is taken outside for a ball, 1-0. Calarco leads the league in RBIs with 26. Former Evansville Otter. The 1-0 pitch to him is taken for a strike on a fastball at the letters, 1-1. JJ Cruz playing fully to the pull side. The left side of the infield and Parks and Camus are straight up, but if anything is put on the ground over on the right side, Cruz playing fully to pull. And shallow right, the pitch. Down low, 2-1. Evansville later this week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday series in Florence. Just about a 3-hour trip from Evansville. As the 2-1 pitch is left outside as well. Maybe missing into the arm side a bit on that changeup. 3-1 the count. Otters off to a nice start. 2-0 early. Bottom half of one. Runner on first base. The 3-1 pitch. High fly ball. Deep right field. Tie ball game. Two nothing lead, no more. 2-run blast from Anthony Calarco, his fifth on the year, second of the series. So now it'll be Banks Tolley to bat. Anthony Calarco got a chest high fastball and did not miss. No doubter off the bat from Calarco as here comes Tolley. First pitch to him. Inside, beamed him in the back. A fastball in the middle of the back, and I don't think that was intentional from Beamer. But it's always hard to know after something like that, especially right after a no doubt homer. Calarco obviously knew it was no doubt. Didn't see his reaction to it. I was watching the baseball, but again, don't think it was intentional. So Banks Tolley on first. And the first pitch to Aaron Simmons. That one just misses, a ball and no strikes. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Beamer out of the stretch is a nice slider that catches the zone on the outer half, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on first is Tolley. Here it is. Swung on, fouled it right back into the netting, and pretty close to the game day staff right behind the plate. They flinched a little bit. 1-2 now. So 2-2 here in the first. One ball, 2 strikes the count. Here it is to Simmons from Beamer. Down and in the dirt, 2-2. Evansville, a team that has fought back many times before. Here in this one, again, only the first inning. So a 2-2 pitch, up and away, 3-2. Feels a little demoralizing when take that 2-0 lead in the top half of the first and Immediately it's given back. It's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike three. German American Bank strikeout to end the inning, but the Boomers score two on 2 hits, no errors, one runner left on base. We go to the top half of the second, all knotted up here on the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800.
It'll be Cohen Wilbanks to lead us off here in this top half of the second. Wilbanks, his average steadily climbing at 278 now and OPS 736. This is his second start in 3 days. See how the left-hander does. The first pitch to him is swung on, a lazy fly ball, shallow center field. Racing in on it is Simmons in left center as it sliced that way, and he makes the catch for out number one. Now Ray Gill. Gill had a great start to the year, has struggled a little bit since. See how the third baseman tonight does. First pitch to Gill is on the outer edge for a strike, 0-1. Gill DH'd in the first game of this series and went 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base. The 0-1 pitch, outside, 1-1. 2-2 the score, top half of 2. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count, 1 out. And the pitch to Gill. Strike on the outer edge on the cutter, 1-2. Long shadows on the field forming as we approach the twilight hours. 1-2 pitch. Just missing outside again. That one maybe an inch more outside than the one previous, 2-2. Grandstand fully protruding out in shadow form over home plate and halfway to the mound. Rest of the field in sunlight. 2-2 pitch. Cold strike 3 for the second out. First strikeout for Kirkby. Now Olay Camus. Camus 0 for 1, grounded out in the first. First pitch from the right-hander in Kirkby to Camus. Swung on, fouled back over the grandstand. That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. So no balls, 1 strike to count. The pitch. Up and away for a ball, 1-1. Offensively this week hasn't been great, but last week, Evansville at Bosse Field as the 1-1 pitch is shot up the middle past the diving glove of Alec Craig on the ground for a base hit. Another 2-out knock for the Otters, that one off the bat of Alay Camus. Last week at Bosse Field, Evansville were just shooting the lights out. Offensively, they were so good against Schaumburg and then Lake Erie. And it was a real shock on Monday when final was 6-0. Yesterday, the offense looked a lot better and back to its normal self. The first pitch now to Graham Brown, who stands in, is up and away 1-0. Now that first inning, really, really good sign for Evansville, scoring 2 in the top half of the first, and both of those RBIs coming with 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch to Brown. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-1. Brown singled in the first inning and stole a base. Kirkby looks over to Camus. The 1-1 pitch. Never mind, it's made over to first. Not nearly in time. Camus back with a slide. Camus not a guy that's going to steal a ton of bases, though. Only 2 stolen bases this year. The 1-1. Swung on, jam shot, shallow center field. Back on it, Prater Craig in on it, Spillane, and Spillane the one that makes the catch for out number 3. So, a 2-out hit from Camus, but the Otters can't take advantage. We go to the bottom half of 2, all knotted up at 2 here on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library.
So all knotted up at 2 apiece here in Schaumburg, Illinois. John Beamer here in his second inning of work gave up the homer in the first, but looked good otherwise. A strikeout for him in that first frame. He will face the bottom third of this order in Kyle Fitzgerald, Will Prater, and then Satchel Norman. Fitzgerald yesterday entered late in the game to replace Anthony Calarco over at first. See how he does here with the start with Anthony Calarco DHing tonight. Right-handed hitter is Fitzgerald. The first pitch to him swung on, chopped towards the third base side, but Gill lets it fall out of play 0-1. Beamer begins his wind, upper body fully facing the plate, then steps back and fires the 0-1 pitch in there 0-2. But he works quickly, does Beamer, as he sets in the 0-2 pitch, swung on, smashed the opposite way, but foul. Count stays. You like to see that in a guy, especially a guy like Beamer who has a lot of strikeout stuff, can get in a rhythm, and really that's just been the issue this year, is finding that rhythm, getting that consistency throughout all 5 innings. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, laser, leaping, catch by Alay Camus at short. Oh my goodness. Alay Camus, a springboard out there at shortstop, leaping up and robbing a hit from Kyle Fitzgerald. Boy, the defense this week has been outstanding as Will Prater takes strike one on the inner half. Mm-mm-mm. Prater, he's had a good week as the 0-1 pitch to him from Beamer. Kicks and fires. Swung on, sharp grounder to Camus at short. Fields throws to first in time for the second out. Now Satchel Norman. Norman below the Mendoza line at 179 the average. The first pitch. Swung on, hit the opposite way, twisting foul and out of play 0-1. He's a right-handed hitter, so the opposite way is right field for him. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball, right center field gap, twisting into Benson's range, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 go the Boomers here in the second. A good inning for Beamer. We go to the top half of the third, 2-2 here on the Otters Digital Network at 98.69 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Back here in the top half of the third inning, it'll be L.J. Jones, Pavin Parks, J.T. Benson, the 3 due up. Dylan Kirkaby got hit around a little bit in that first. Gave up a 2-out single to Alay Camus in the second inning, and now we'll face L.J. Jones, Pavin Parks, J.T. Benson. L.J. Jones in his first at bat went 0 for 1, a deep fly out to Aaron Simmons out in left field, but he made the running catch, banging against the wall. Out in left center. See what he does in his second AB. The first pitch is taken for a strike on the outer half, 0-1. L.J. Jones, a guy that doesn't swing at a lot of first pitches at all. Pretty much always a take. The 0-1. Swung on, high pop-up, shallow left center field. Back on it, Alec Craig, but he gives way to Bryn Spillane, who makes the catch, ranging in from deep center. 1 away. Now Pavin Parks, the designated hitter. He walked and came all the way around to score in the first inning. We haven't seen Pavin get a hold of one yet, but he does have some big pop in that bat. We've seen it in the past. We've seen it throughout his career with Evansville. We saw it last year. His first pitch to him is taken outside, 1-0. But he also has just a great patient approach. The left-hander stands in, and the 1-0 pitch from Kirkaby out of the stretch is below the knees, 2-0. Hit 9 homers last year here in Evansville in just 54 games. The 2-0. Swung on, lifted in the air. Left field, slicing towards the line, over towards it Simmons, who makes the catch for out number 2. Back in 2022, Pavin with Tri-City hit 17 homers. So he definitely has the pop. Flew out there and brings up J.T. Benson, an RBI single in the first inning. The pitch. Slider outer half for a strike, 0-1. Kirkby working mainly with that fastball and slider. We've seen a little bit of the changeup, but not too much. The 0-1. Slider again, that one missing way outside, 1-1. Seen a bit of the curve as well. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on line, drive, base hit left field. Oh man, JT Benson, have yourself a week. And that's now 3 straight innings with a 2-out base hit for Evansville. As now J.J. Cruz stands in. Cruz yesterday smashed 2 balls well foul. Well, just foul actually down the right field line that would have gone for extra bases. The first pitch to him is outside, 1-0. Evansville already with 5 hits through the first 2 2/3 of this ball game. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Here it is. Swung on and fouled back at the dish, 1-1. Infield once again, as they did last night, playing J.J. Cruz to pull wildly. Alec Craig, the shortstop, playing up the middle past the second base bag. Prater in shallow right field. The 1-1. Swung on, ground ball, base hit. He went the opposite way into left field. So J.J. Cruz goes against the shift. And a second straight 2-out knock brings up Keenan Taylor with the go-ahead run standing 180 feet away at second base. Taylor popped up on the infield in the first at-bat of his ball game. That was to end the first inning. He's had some real big moments this year. The first pitch to him from Kirkby. Here it is. That one's taken above the letters, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on base. Here it is. Outside, 2-0. Keenan Taylor also working on a 3-game on base streak. 2-0 pitch to him. Outside, 3-0. Taylor has 7 2-out RBI so far this year. That is the most on the team by a large margin. Daddy's going to swing here, though, at 3-0. Here it is. Way outside, ball 4. So bases are loaded with 2 outs for Cohen Wilbanks. On third, J.T. Benson. At second, J.J. Cruz. And, of course, at first, Keenan Taylor, who just drew that walk. So bases juiced for Cohen Wilbanks. The left-hander stands in, open stance, and awaits the first pitch from Dylan Kirkby, the right-handed pitcher. He looks into Norman, shakes once, now agrees. Hands chest high. He lets it fly. Inside, nearly got him. 1-0. Evansville with a prime opportunity here in this third inning. The 1-0. Swung on, ground ball up the middle. Fielding is Craig. Throw to first in time, out number 3. So Wilbanks grounds out, and the Otters strand the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the third, still knotted up at 2 apiece on the Otters Digital Network 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Back here in the top half of the third, bottom half of the third, John Beamer sent down the Boomers 1, 2, and 3 in the second. We'll see if he can have the same success here back against the top half of this order. He will face 1, 2, and 3 Alec Craig, Bryn Spillane, and Christian Fedko. It's been a good, well-played game thus far. Both teams scoring twice in the first, failing to score in the second, and the Otters just now stranding the bases loaded in the top half of the third inning. Alec Craig, left-handed batter, stands in. And the first pitch is in there for a strike on the backdoor slide piece, 0-1. Shadow starting now to outstretch over the field as the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. Not quite to the mound yet, but it's right in front of it. Very soon, the entire infield will be completely covered in shadow. Right now, only about half of it. Stopping just before the mound. The 0-2 pitch, inside 1-2. The clouds have given way to blue skies. For most of this day, it was cold, wet, and dreary. Now it's sunny, but still cold. The 1-2, outside 2-2. And you would think by May, even up here in the Windy City, we'd have some warm weather. I guess that's got to wait till next week. Chicago expecting weather up in the mid 80s, the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, sharp grounder to first, but bounces foul out of the reach of L.J. Jones. Why couldn't that warm weather come just 1 week sooner here in Schaumburg? 2-2 the count. Here it is. Missed outside, will have a payoff. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Here it is. Swung on and missed, strike 3. A German American Bank strikeout for John Beamer, his second. Now Bryn Spillane. Spillane singled in the first. First pitch at the letters for a strike, 0-1. He eventually came around to score on that 2-run blast from Anthony Calarco. Beamer the 0-1. Check swing and bounced foul, 0-2. So it's tough as a batter, check swing, and all of a sudden you get a strike on you on something you didn't mean to swing at. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here it is. That one just missing high. Try to get him to chase the high fastball. We'll see now if he pairs it with a breaking ball low. That would be the traditional thinking, the 1-2. He does, but that one just misses outside, 2-2. Tunneling is one thing that every pitcher now does such a good job of or tries to do a good job of. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, looping line drive, base hit, left field. Coming in, Taylor. He'll toss it back into Camus on the infield, and second single of the day for Brent Spillane already. Now Christian Fedko. Tunneling the 4 pitchers is the attempt to throw one pitch in one spot and make the next pitch look as similar to the previous as possible until it dives off at the very end. First pitch to Fedko. Up and in, 1-0. One of the more common examples of that, an up and in fastball than a down and away slider, or a above the zone fastball and then a curveball at the knees. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Again, just another one of those things that pitchers can do to fool batters. Pitching mechanics now is so intricate. The 2-0 pitch. Outside, never mind, catches the zone, 2-1. Sometimes you wonder if pitching is evolving faster than batting can keep up, or you wonder that, and then you see these guys like Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge in the big leagues. 2-1 offering is low, 3-1. An offense always seems to find a way to prevail at the end of the day. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Beamer delivers. Misses outside, ball 4. So Spillane to second, and Fedko to first to the dangerous Anthony Calarco. And I can't imagine that the way this beginning of the season is going for Calarco, that he'll be staying around in the Frontier League much longer. Hopefully. For the Otters' sake. Big 6'4" designated hitter stands in the left side. Beamer steps off and will recalibrate. No one holding at first base to Fedko's back. Infield straight up, same with the outfield. The pitch is low, 1-0. Well, the outfield slightly shifted to pull and deep. Keenan Taylor out and left, playing way off that left field line. The 1-0 pitch. Nice backdoor slider, 1-1. On deck would be Banks Tolley. Middle infield double play depth. The 1-1. Swung on, ripped foul towards the third base dugout, 1-2. Beamer stands on the far first base side of the rubber. Sets out of the stretch. The 1-2. Swung on and foul. Tipped back behind the plate. Boy, I thought Will Banks was going to keep a hold of that one for strike 3. A lot of action across the Frontier League today. Get to it in a little bit as the 1-2 pitch from Beamer to Calarco as Beamer sets and Beamer fires outside. Maybe crossed up Will Banks a little bit there. So count 2-2. Ball game at 2 apiece as well. Here in the bottom half of the third. 2 on, 1 out for the Boomers. Calarco to bat. The pitch. Swung on, high fly ball, drifting into left field. Over towards it, sprinting is Taylor, makes the running catch for out number 2. And that feels like a big out. Now here is Banks Tolley. Tolley got hit by a pitch in the first and did not advance from first base. Beamer steps off again. Tolley from Madison, Mississippi. First pitch to him. In there for a strike. He began this year on the injured list, has since come back and been very productive in right field, which is where he's playing tonight. The 0-1. Front door slider got him leaning back, but it misses low, 1-1. Tolley, an interesting stance. Shallow athletic squat for him. His elbows flaring back and forth as he awaits the pitch, though 1-1. Swung on, chopped high to Gill, fields, and goes over to first for the third out. So, 2 runners on, but Beamer gets out of it. We now go to the top half of the fourth, all knotted up at 2 still. You're on 96.9 WYIR in the Otters Digital Network.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library.
Back here, Wintrust Field, 2-2. Otters and Boomers all knotted up here in the top half of the fourth. Raymond Gill will stand in. Gill 0 for 1, struck out looking in his first at bat. And the first pitch to him is swung on, lifted high in the air to left, back on it Simmons, nearing track at the wall, and he makes the catch up against the wall again. Ray Gill missing a homer by a matter of inches. Simmons made the play, reaching up onto the orange stripe and made the catch. Now Alay Camus, he's 1 for 2. First pitch, outside, ball 1. So a ball, no strikes, 1 out. 2-2 the score. The pitch. Dropped it down low, 2-0. Camus always worth a good at bat. 2-0 offering. Squares around a bunt but pulls back. 3-0 is. Christian Fedko playing way off the line and deep at third base. Now he'll stand in. 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way in, that's ball 4. So Alay Camus gets on, and it brings up Graham Brown. Brown is 1 for 2 as well. A stolen base in the first, came around to score, flew out to center field in the second inning. As Kirkaby sets it out of the stretch, the first pitch. Nice slider in there, 0-1. Camus not nearly a big lead over at first. Well, now he inches forward. Kirkaby giving him a look. The 0-1. Swung on, popped in the air, and out of play in the right field seats. So Graham Brown behind in the count, 0-2. At one point, his OPS was up near 1,100. He had a 7-game hit streak going as well coming into this series as the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball left field, not deep. Medium depth. Over towards the line is Simmons, and he makes a catch there for out number 2. Simmons getting a lot of work over there and left tonight. As it's now L.J. Jones who has made great contact both times, but has flown out twice. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to him. Way outside, 1-0. And on the catch, Norman pump faked a snap throw over to first, but Camus quickly back. The 1-0. Front door curve that catches his own on the bottom half, 1-1. Kirkaby starting to work in that curve a little bit more after those first 2 innings. That was almost exclusively fastball slider. The 1-1. Another curveball. That one drops below the zone, 2-1. LJ just trying to find a hole with that solid contact he's been making. Might be one of the unluckiest players on the team. The 2-1 pitch. Out in front there, 2-2. Snap throw to first, not in time. So count 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. LJ has yet to hit a homer this season, which seems a bit odd, given his stature and the power in that bat, the easy power in that bat that he possesses. So he awaits the 2-2 from Kirkaby. Never mind, it's made over to first, and it gets away from the first baseman in Fitzgerald, but bounces right back to him, barely. So Camus not able to take advantage over to second base. That ball sailed over Fitzgerald's head, and thankfully for the Boomers, hit off of the padding down the first base line and not the netting, so Camus was not able to take the extra 90 feet. The 2-2. Swung on, high fly ball left field. Back over to it is Simmons near the track at the wall, makes the catch. And L.J. Jones, 3 separate times tonight, has flown out to deep in the outfield. We now go to the bottom of the fourth here on the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Back here in Wintrust Field, Aaron Simmons to lead us off. Simmons today is 0 for 1. He has struck out tonight. See how he does here. His second time against Beamer, who ever since that first has looked superb out there. Beamer, the first pitch, just misses outside on the fastball. 1-0. So ball, no strikes, no outs. The pitch, high, 2-0. Here it is. Inside 3-0. So Beamer has missed the first three here in this bottom half of the fourth. He already has one walk and a hit by pitch. The 3-0 is outside ball four, so a four-pitch walk to Aaron Simmons to begin this fourth inning. Now Kyle Fitzgerald. He lined a ball hard that looked like it was going to get over the head of Alay Camus, but he made a leaping, reaching catch over his head to rob Fitzgerald of possibly extra bases, most likely a single. The first pitch to him is swung on laser center field. Back on it, Graham Brown. Sprinting, see ya. Two more on the board for the Boomers. That one on a Kyle Fitzgerald laser to dead center field to make it 4-2. So it'll now be Will Prater. Prater today 0 for 1. He's grounded out. See how he does here. The pitch outside 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike on the breaker. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. Inside missed again. So Beamer struggling with command here in this 4th inning to begin it. Hopefully he can reel it in. 4-0 Boomers here in this bottom of the 4th. The 2-1 from the Otters starter is swung on. High fly ball center field. Medium deep. And Brown will make the catch for out number 1. So it'll be Satchel Norman. Norman, as mentioned today, 0 for 1. The first pitch is checked on. Did he go around? They say he did not, does Miguel Rivera Cruz. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, high pop-up, drifting out of play. So count 2-0. Here it is. Checked his swing. He definitely would around there. Count 2-1. So 2 2-run homers have been the difference here for Schaumburg. 4-2 the score here in the bottom half of the 4th. And the pitch. Swung on, popped up, and it slices foul into the right field seats. Satchel Norman entered today, batting 179. The pitch. Slider just misses inside by about a whisker. 3-2. So the payoff. Swung on, high pop up. Third baseman Raymond Gill under it, makes the catch for the second out. Around the league today, we look at some scores. Florence is currently on top of Gateway, 2-0 in the bottom half of the 5th. Joliet over Mississippi 5-0 in the 3rd. The first pitch now, Alec Craig is in there for a strike, 0-1. Craig today is 0 for 2. Lake Erie losing to Washington in the bottom of the 7th, 3-2. Lake Erie had an improbable comeback yesterday as the 0-1 is lasered up the middle just past the reaching glove of Alay Camus. So Alec Craig, his first hit of the night. Lake Erie was down 7 going into the back third of that ball game and ended up winning 10-8 over Washington for their 10th win of the year. One of the biggest comebacks in the Frontier League this season. That's for sure. Lake Erie just one of those teams that seems like it's never out of it with their pitching staff. Is now Bryn Spillane on the first pitch takes outside, ball 1. But Evansville played really well against them, and again, July 29th will be the chance when they will get to finish that game that was suspended in the 10th inning last week, the 1-0. Swung on and missed way out in front of the slider, 1-1. We had a couple of day games that went final as well. New Jersey beating Ottawa 1-0 in a 2-hour and 15-minute contest. The 1-1. Down and away, 2-1. Tri-City beating Down East 8-5. Trois-Rivières beating New York 12-7. Juan Carlos Negrete hit his 8th homer of the year. That leads the league in that one. The 2-1. Swung on, bounced up the middle, back in by Cruz in the slide. Pops up to his feet, throws across the diamond in time, out number 3. The defense has been dazzling for the Otters this week. We now go to the top half of the 5th. 4-2, Schaumburg in front from the Otters Digital Network at 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you can be that voice by becoming a court appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com.
Back here in this one, and remember, fans, it's also back at Buffalo Wild Wings. All you can eat wings and fries Monday through Thursday, now including traditional wings. That's right. All the wings and fries you can eat with your favorite sauce, just $19.99 for boneless and $24.99 for traditional wings. So get all the heavy hitters together and head to Buffalo Wild Wings Mondays through Thursdays for a limited time. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville location, 5405 Pearl Drive, or 715 North Green River Road for details. Here's Paven Parks to lead us off. 2 long flyouts in that 4th inning. One from Raymond Gill, one from LJ Jones. And the wind just not helping at all here tonight. The pitch to Paven is swung on. Little looping line drive. Base hit right field. Paven Parks leads off the 5th with a base knock for Evansville. Now JT Benson, he's 2 for 2 already here tonight. An RBI single in the 1st and regular single in the 3rd. Benson has had himself a really good series here against the Boomers. First pitch he sees is a nice curveball that drops in there for a strike, 0-1. Benson exuding so much confidence right now at the plate. You can just feel it. 0-1 pitch. That one is a little low on the curve, 1-1. Paven over at first looks like he's primed and ready to go. He has 5 stolen bases on the year. Small lead leading back towards first, inching ever further out. The 1-1 runner goes. That's high for a strike. Throw down from Norman is in time as Paven slid off the bag. So Parks gets caught stealing. And the count now 1-2 to JT Benson. That hurts. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch. Swung on line drive, base hit right field. JT Benson replaces Paven Parks over at first. 3 for 3 here tonight. How about that? We're only in the 5th and he's 3 for 3. The Otters have 8 hits already. In each of the first 4 innings, they have stranded a base runner on. In total, they already have 7 left on base. The first pitch to J.J. Cruz is in there for a strike, 0-1. Now with J.T. Benson having 7 stolen bases, you the question is, do you send him after what you just saw on the throw from Norman to get Pavin Parks? The 0-1. Here it is. Swung on, banged foul towards the first base dugout, 0-2. A slight orange tinge to the sky now, but not fully painted. The field, though, is fully engrossed in shadow. The 0-2. Swung on. Nice battle there from J.J. Cruz to go up and get that high fastball and just fight it off. No balls. 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch. Inside, cold, strike 3. Second out of the inning. Now Keenan Taylor. That one kind of hurts. Taylor tonight 0 for 1. He has walked and popped out. The right-handed hitter awaits the first pitch. Runner goes. That one's out in there for a strike. Throw down is not in time as the ball caroms into shallow left field. And that will allow JT to go all the way to third. So a stolen base for JT Benson, his 8th. And then on the slide, the throw got knocked out of Prater's glove and ricocheted all the way into shallow left, allowing JT to take an extra 90 feet. Now Keenan Taylor awaits the 0-1 pitch from Dylan Kirkaby, who sets out of the stretch. He delivers. Swung on and missed over top. 0-2. The fastball for Kirkaby tonight sitting around 88 miles an hour. Already here in the 5th. No balls, 2 strikes the count. 2 away, runner on third base is Benson. Otters trail by 2. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. Evansville trying to claw their way back in it. The pitch. Swung on, popped it up on the infield. In on it, Fitzgerald makes the catch for out number 3. So the Otters again strand a base runner. That's the 5th inning in a row. We go now to the bottom of the 5th, 4-2. Schaumburg in front here on 96.9 WYIR and the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
John Beamer back on the mound. And remember, fans, in this 5th inning, It's back at Buffalo Wild Wings. All you can eat wings and fries Monday through Thursday, now including traditional wings. That's right, all the wings and fries you can eat with your favorite sauce, just $19.99 for boneless and $24.99 for traditional wings. So get all the heavy hitters together and head to Buffalo Wild Wings Mondays through Thursdays for a limited time. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville location, 5405 Pearl Drive, or 715 North Green River Road for details. Now Christian Fedko, 0 for 1. He walked in the third, flew out in the first. We'll see how he does if the first pitch is in there for a strike. 0 and 1. Fedko has hit the ball hard this week, the 0-1 pitch. Outside of 1 and 1. Hasn't found a hole. Again, he was scorching to begin the year. And average that was up near 500 around the 480 mark, the 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 1 and 2. But since that series against Evansville at Bosse Field, he has slowed down tremendously. Now down to a 328 and already 0 for 1 today, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, lazy fly ball, shallow center field. This might be trouble. Back on it, Cruz, but he makes the ranging catch for out number 1. Here's Anthony Calarco. He's 1 for 2, a long 2-run home run in the first. The first pitch to him. Up and in, just missed somehow. Somewhere. 1 0. Must have been inside. The pitch. That's low. 2 0. Beamer steps back on the rubber, looks into Wilbanks, nods and fires. Swung on, line drive left field. Taylor back on it, makes the play for out number 2. Now Banks Tolly. That ball was scorched into left field off the bat of Calarco, but Keenan Taylor playing in the perfect spot. So now batting is Banks Tolly. First pitch misses up and away. 1 0. A ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Here it is. Swung on and missed way out in front of the slider. 1 and 1. In independent baseball, if you have a low 90s fastball and a slider that's around 80 as the 1-1 pitch is swung on, blasted high and deep left field. Back at the track, at the wall, 5-2 Boomers. Third home run of the night for Schaumburg. That one a solo shot off the bat of Banks Tolly. Brings up Aaron Simmons. The home run ball bites the Otters again. All of the runs for Schaumburg have come from the long ball. The first pitch to Simmons is in there for a strike, 0-1. Simmons was the leader in home runs on this team a year ago, the first pitch. Next pitch, I should say, is fouled off, count 0-2 now. But that was only with 12. The 0-2. Just misses inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Beamer looks in. Shakes once, now fires. Just misses outside on the down and away changeup, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here it is. Outside. We'll have a payoff. So now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here it is. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Aaron Simmons goes down swinging for the second time tonight. Another German American Bank strikeout for John Beamer. It's 5-2 Boomers. We go to the top of the 6th. Otters trail by 3 on the Otters Digital Network at 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
So Dylan Kirkaby's day is done after 5 innings. He gives way now to Eric Glickstein. See how Glickstein does here against Evansville, as he will face Cohen Wilbanks in the first pitch. Squares around a bunt, but pulls back in time to take ball 1. Again, the Otters trying to take advantage of third baseman Petco playing way back. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. Count now a ball and a strike. The 1-1 pitch. Squares around, fouls it off, 1-2. Glickstein so far this year in 6 appearances has a 2-0 record with a 2.70 ERA. 13 and a third innings pitched for him, has struck out 12, only walked 4. The 1-2 up high, 2-2. Evansville has had plenty of chances through the first 5 innings, but just haven't been able to take advantage. As the 2-2 from Glickstein, as he out of the windup steps back, kicks and fires. Swung on and missed behind the fastball with Wilbanks, strike 3. So now it's Raymond Gill who is 0 for 2. Raymond struck out in the second, flew out last inning deep to left, the first pitch. Swung on, banged up the middle, backhanded by the second baseman Prater. A quick throw to first is in time for out number 2. So a quick 2 outs here in this 6th inning brings up Alay Camus. Camus is 1 for 2. He singled in the second, walked in the fourth. First pitch he sees. is inside of ball and no strikes. No action in the Otters bullpen, so it looks like they're going to roll with Beamer. The 1-0 is fouled off 1-1. Beamer's pitched well, just again the home run ball has been plaguing the Otters today. The 1-1 drops in there on the change, 1-2. Not only on the defensive end, but offensively, L.J. Jones and Raymond Gill both barely missed him. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. Just been one of those nights. Just been one of those weeks, the 2-2 pitch. Low, 3-2. So the payoff with 2 away to Alay Camus. Swung on, bounced on the ground to first, charging as Fitzgerald. He fields and steps on the bag himself for out number 3. So the Otters go 1, 2, and 3 for the first time tonight. We now go to the bottom of the 6th, 5-3 Schaumburg on the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND
Back here in the 6th, John Beamer still on the bump for Evansville. See what he does here in the bottom half of the 6th. He's done a good job keeping Evansville in this one. Otters only trail by 3. It's 5-2 currently. And he will face the bottom third in Fitzgerald, Prater, and Norman. Kyle Fitzgerald is 1 for 2. Robbed of a base hit by Alay Camus in the second. A 2-run shot to dead center field in the 4th. See how he does here against Beamer in his 3rd try against him. Again, no one up in the Evansville pen. Same with Schaumburg, the first pitch. Is low, 1 ball, no strikes. One 0. Swung on line, drive base, hit up the middle. So Kyle Fitzgerald's second hit of the night, that one a blistering grounder up the gut. Now Will Prater. Prater 0 for 2. Ground out, fly out. Stands on the left side. The third baseman Raymond Gill playing it on the grass, expecting a sac bunt. The first pitch does not score around and takes a backdoor slider for a strike, 0-1. Prater, a defense first second baseman, but has had quite the week offensively against Evansville. 0 for 2 tonight. The 0-1. Swung on, ground ball, base hit into right field. Rounding second, heading for 3 is Fitzgerald. He'll get there sliding, and runners are going to be at the corners with nobody gone. Now Satchel Norman. Norman's also 0 for 2. He's flown out, popped out. Now works with the runner on first and third with nobody away here in the sixth. The first pitch from Beamer. Inside 1 0. Now, if you're Andy McCauley, you would like Beamer to get out of this jam and work through the sixth, especially after the past 2 days. The bullpens really had to work a lot. The 1 0 just misses outside by about an eyelash. 2 0. Yesterday, you used 4 guys. The day before, you used 3. 2 0 pitch. Outside 3 0. Every bullpen arm for Evansville has seen action here so far this week. So 3 balls, no strikes, no outs. The pitch. That one breaks in there, an automatic take and a strike down the middle, 3 and 1. Three and one offering from Beamer out of the stretch. Outside, ball 4, bases are going to be loaded. So the first 3 have reached, and it's the bottom 3, which brings up the top of the order. And that draws pitching coach Max Peterson out of the dugout. And I would presume this is going to be the end for John Beamer. So it will be the end for John Beamer. It's going to be Alex Valdez out of the pen coming in here in the sixth. We'll be right back here on the Otters Digital Network at 969 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Alex Valdez out of the bullpen for Evansville. Tossed a scoreless frame last night and now comes in a very high leverage situation. Bases loaded, nobody out against the top of this Schaumburg Boomers order. You take a look at him. He's in 6 2/3 innings, has a 5.71 ERA, struck out 6. He's given up 4 runs. But 3 of those came in just a third of an inning against a Lake Erie. Against Schaumburg in the final game of that series in Bosse Field in extras. But bases juiced, nobody out, and Alec Craig will be the first to face Valdez. Valdez sets, and the first pitch to the left-handed hitter is taken inside, ball 1. Valdez has been very good this year, the ERA. As a reliever, you give up 1 run in your first month, and your ERA balloons. The 1-0 pitch. Just misses up and in, 2-0. You hear of season killers for relievers out of the pen. It's because of that ERA that it's so vital for a lot of pitchers' success and getting looked at. And for a reliever, it can go south real quick. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on, fouled off, 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. Valdez, formerly of the Arizona Diamondbacks organization, looks into Wilbanks, sets, and the 2-1. Oh, man. Just misses up and in. 3-1. There are a couple of up and in pitches this at bat that you would have really liked. 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Nowhere to put them. Otters trail by 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch. Up high, ball 4, and a run is walked in. That will be accredited to John Beamer as he is responsible now for the runner on second and third. And we're going to have a pinch hitter, it looks like. Michael Gould stands in now. He hits for Brent Spillane. The first pitch to him is in there for a strike. Gould, an outfielder, will most likely be ranging center field now for the rest of this game. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, lined into right field, but twisting foul and into the family lawn area. 0-2. Boy, would you love a strikeout here. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bases loaded for the Boomers. They have a 6-2 lead here in the 6th. Valdez sets. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. German American Bank strikeout for Alex Valdez. Brings up Christian Fedko. Infield now double play depth. Outfield is playing medium deep straightaway. Valdez, the first pitch to Fedko. Swung on, fouled right back into the netting. Just missed the 91 mile per hour heater. 0-1. Valdez has shown flashes of greatness this year. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded, the pitch. Swung on, high fly ball, left center field. Tracking it is Taylor. He's under it. He'll make the catch for out number 2. The runner at second will try to advance as well, and he does. Same with the runner at first. So every single runner advances on the sacrifice fly from Christian Fedko. And make it now 7-2 here in this 6th. And it's Anthony Calarco. He's 1 for 3, a big 2-run blast in the first inning. The pitch. In there for a strike on the changeup. 0-1. So Schaumburg with 2 here in this inning. They've scored in each of the last 3. They are up now 7-2, and have tied the Otters in hits with 8. The 0-1. Swung on, weak grounded to first. Backhand sliding play by Jones. Flips over to Valdez at first for the out. Another defensive play by the Otters that was just outstanding. A 3-1 putout to end the 6th. We now go to the top half of 7. Otters trail by 5, 7-2 on 969 WYIR and the Otters Digital Network.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now, in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com.
Aaron Glickstein stays in the ball game here for Schaumburg. You will face the middle of the order in Graham Brown, L.J. Jones, and Pavin Parks. Graham Brown is 1 for 3. Evansville now will have to work from further behind. They trail by 5, 7-2 here in this top half of the 7th. And the first pitch to him. Drifts in there for a strike, 0-1. Brown, right-handed hitter against the right-handed thrower in Glickstein. The pitch swung on, fouled right back. Oh, never mind. I guess it hit him. I thought Graham Brown swung at that one. Oh, no. They're calling catcher's interference there. So Graham Brown will reach first base and the leadoff base runner on catcher's interference. Brings up L.J. Jones. So a good start. Something finally goes the Otters' way. And L.J. Jones, he has hit the ball hard all 3 times he's been to the plate. And the first pitch to him is taken in there for a strike, 0-1. Flew out deep to left in the first, deep to center in the third, and deep to left again in the fourth. The 0-1 pitch. Inside, ball 1. Just seems like he's due. Has to be. Just has to be. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Very small lead over at first for Graham Brown. The 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Glickstein, same range on that fastball. High 80s, 88, 89 is what he sits. Not as huge of a difference between his slider and the fastball as Kirkby did, as the next pitch is in the dirt, 3-1. The changeup will sit around 83, 82. So 3 balls and 1 strike to L.J. Jones, a hitter's count. The pitch. Swung on, lasered foul down the left field line. Will have a payoff. We are now fully in the twilight hours here in Chicago. It's only taken till 8:30. Days getting longer as we approach June. The 3-2. Swung on and missed, tied him up and in. So L.J. Jones strikes out here for the first out of the 7th, and it's Pavin Parks. Parks tonight, 1 for 2. He has a single and a walk to his name. Left-handed hitter stands in. Bright red batting gloves for him. The pitch. Just below the knees for a ball. 1-0. Pavin, great command of the strike zone. 1-0 pitch. Outside 2-0. Infield playing him fully to pull as they have done to him and J.J. Cruz tonight. You won't see this in affiliate ball because of the shift ban a couple of years ago. Shortstop playing past the second base bag, not allowed. 2-0 pitch. Catches the outer half for a strike, 2-1. But here in the Frontier League, why not? 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch. Swung on line drive, base hit into right field. It's going to split the gap. Rounding second, heading for third is Graham Brown. He's going to get there standing. Runners are at the corners now for the Otters. Hopefully they have something cooking here. Now it's JT Benson. He's 3 for 3 tonight. 3 singles, an RBI, and a stolen base. So Pavin Parks has had his second hit of the day. Hopefully he starts heating up here after now 2 hits tonight and a hit last night. Benson stands in on the right side. Infield double play depth. Outfield straight up. First pitch is taken up and away for a ball. 1-0. There is someone starting to get loose now for Schaumburg in their bullpen, with Glickstein in a bit of trouble. The 1-0 pitch drops in there on the curveball for a strike. 1-1. Looks to be Dylan Stutzman for the Boomers, warming up. Glickstein looks in, sets. Out of the stretch, he'll work. The 1-1. Down low, 2-1. This is a big moment right here for Evansville. Huge. They haven't been able to break through in situations tonight. And now with a runner on third and less than 2 outs, you would really like to drive him home and break into this 5-run lead a little bit. 2-1. Swung on, little looper into right field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. JT Benson with a 4-hit day. Rounding second, heading to third is Pavin Parks. He gets there standing. A second RBI single, a 4th single overall for JT Benson. This kid just continues to hit, and it's 7-3 now. Otters get one back. So J.J. Cruz is 2 for 3 today. A double, a single, and a strikeout. Otters now out hitting the Boomers 10-8, but they trail 7-3 because of the big fly going the Boomers' way. The first pitch here to J.J. Cruz. Swung on, high pop up left side. Tailing, foul. This all started with a catcher's interference call to lead off this 7th inning that allowed Brown to reach first base. The 0-1. Low, 1-1. Then after L.J. Jones struck out, Pavin Parks with a single, J.T. Benson with an RBI single to follow. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hard grounder to second. Prater Fields goes to second for 1. Craig to first in time for a double play. So J.J. Cruz grounds into a 4-6-3 to end the frame. It's stretch time here in Schaumburg as we go to the bottom of the seventh. 7-3. Boomers in front on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
So Alex Valdez out for his second inning of work. He, he did not give up an earned run in the last inning in the sixth, but a couple of inherited runners did score that were charged to John Beamer. Beamer finished with 5+ innings of work, 8 hits against him, 7 earned runs, struck out 3. As Banks Tolley will be the first batter here to face Alex Valdez in this clean bottom half of the seventh. And the first pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Tolley with a mammoth solo shot in the fifth. The 0-1 pitch is outside, 1-1. That extended this lead to 5-2, and then a 2-run six as the 1-1 is in there for a strike, 1-2. Extended it to 7-2. But Evansville able to get one back in the top half of this seventh, and it's 7-3. The 1-2 outside, count evened up. No one up for Evansville. Stutzman still warming for the Boomers in their pen. Big deep breath from Valdez, and the 2-2 offering is in the dirt, 3-2. So we'll have a payoff pitch here to begin this bottom half of the seventh. Tolley, the right-handed batter, awaits it. Here it is. Swung on and missed. Chased the high heat. Another German-American bank strikeout for Valdez, his second. Now Aaron Simmons, he's 0 for 2. He's struck out twice. He has walked. Big power hitting left fielder stands in the left-handed batter's box. And the first pitch to him. Inside, nearly got him on the back foot, or did it? And it did. So Simmons will take a stroll over to first. Second free pass he's been handed to take 90 feet. Now Kyle Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald with a 2-hit day. He's 2 for 3. Valdez sets and fires. First pitch in there for a strike at 91 miles an hour. So 0-1 to the Boomers' first baseman in Fitzgerald. Here it is. Runner goes low. Throw down from Will Banks, not in time as Simmons swipes second base. And now Simmons up and hobbling still, but he's all right. One ball, one strike, one out. Here in the seventh, the pitch. Swung on, hard grounder to third. Gil Fields throws across the diamond to first in time for the out. Evansville would really like to get out of this inning without giving up another run. The pitch is in there for a strike. Prater 1 for 3. Came into this week batting in the 160s, now up at 222 plus a hit today, which will raise that average even more. Again, just a guy that you didn't really think was going to beat you coming into this week, and all of a sudden, had the best series of the season so far. The 0-1. Down and in for a ball, 1-1. Just things like that haven't gone the way of Evansville. 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1. 7-3 here in this bottom half of the seventh. Evansville has out hit the Boomers 10-8, but still trail by 4. The 2-1. Swung on, grounded softly, but through the left side for a single. They're going to send Simmons home. The throw in from Taylor is not in time. Another single for Will Prater. That one comes with a run. And it's 8-3, back to a 5-run lead for Schaumburg. Second hit of the day for Prater. And that's just a tough luck single for Evansville. Shot the other way softly, right in between Camus and Gill. And now the first pitch to Satchel Norman is way outside, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch. Checked his swing, fully went around. The count is 1-1. So a ball, a strike, 2 outs. Runner on first base for the Boomers. Pitch, runner goes in there for a strike. Throw down from Will Banks is not in time. So Will Prater swipes the second base bag. Count is 1-2 on Norman. So the 1-2 pitch into the backstop is checked on. They say he went around. Throw to first on the drop, third strike is in time for out number 3. So an interesting strikeout instinct here in the 7th. But the Boomers, once again, add on. It's 8-3 as we go to the top of the 8th here on the Otters Digital Network at 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Dylan Stutzman in to pitch for the Boomers. So far this year, in 7 appearances, he is 2-0, a 4.15 earned run average, 8 2/3 innings pitched. He has struck out 8, walked 3. He's given up a homer, 5 runs total, 4 of them being earned. And for the Otters, it'll be Keenan Taylor, Cohen Wilbanks, Raymond Gill, the 3 due up. So Keenan Taylor stands in. He is 0 for 2. He has popped out twice and walked once. And the first pitch to the Otters left fielder is a nice front door breaking ball that missed inside, a 1-0. Keenan looking to start it off well here in this 8th frame, the 1-0. Swung on, tapped foul, 1-1. Evansville is warming up an arm in the bullpen. It being Nick McAuliffe. Stutzman looks in to Norman, sets hands belt high, and fires. Swung on and missed, 1-2. Stutzman works exclusively out of the stretch, as do a lot of bullpen arms. Just a lot less moving parts for them to try and work out mechanically. The 1-2 pitch. Up high, ball 2. Count even. Stutzman sitting in the low 90s on that fastball. Two balls, 2 strikes the count. The right-handed Keenan Taylor awaits the 2-2 offering, and here it is. Swung on, chopped foul just past the third base bag. Count stays where it is. Evansville travels down to Florence to play the 4th place Y'alls in a 3-game set this weekend. That one pretty big for Evansville standing-wise. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Up and in, had him leaning back, 3-2. Some chin music on that 92-mile-per-hour fastball. So a payoff pitch to begin this 8th inning. Stutzman fires. Swung on, fouled back. Will do it again. Keenan with a big swing on that hanging breaker. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. The pitch from Stutzman. Cold strike, 3 on a ball. Keenan thought was ball 4. Another tough break. Breaking ball that looked like it was below the knees, but called strike 3. Now brings up Cohen Wilbanks. And the first pitch to him. Outside, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 1 out. 8-3 the score, the pitch. Inside 2-0. Schaumburg leads Evansville here in this series finale. Evansville trying to avoid being swept. They have some work to do as it stands here in the 8th. The 2-0. Swung on, popped up foul territory into the first base seats. Excuse me, third base seats. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch. Swung on, fouled back at the plate, 2-2. Wilbanks getting 2 of the 3 starts here this week. Felix went yesterday, and Wilbanks catching tonight and in the series opener. The 2-2. Swung on line, drive, base hit center field, just over the head of Alec Craig. So a 1 out base runner, and it brings up Raymond Gill. A soft, sinking line drive into center field. And Cohen Wilbanks is 1 for 4 after the first hit of his day. Raymond Gill, he's 0 for 3. He's flown out, grounded out, and struck out. The first pitch is high, 1 ball, no strikes. Raymond stands on the right side, no batting gloves for him. The 1-0. Front door breaker bends in there for a strike, 1-1. So count evened up. Here it is. Outside ball 2, snap throw to first, not in time. That's the third time Norman has tried that tonight. Hasn't worked yet. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch. Never mind, it's made over to first, but back with a dive is Wilbanks. I don't necessarily think that Wilbanks is going here trailing by 5 and already 1 away in the inning. Just want to manufacture that run in, not get him thrown out. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. Ball gets away into the backstop. Well, he doesn't have to steal. He can just take it freely after the wild pitch. Count 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 away here in this top half of the 8th. Otters trail 8-3. They have out hit Schaumburg 11-9. Schaumburg has committed 2 errors. And the 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Second strikeout for Stutzman, and it brings up Alay Camus. Camus is 1 for 3. Stutzman sets out of the stretch. He delivers outside for ball 1. Would really love for Camus to just get on here and allow the middle of this order to try and get some work with a runner in scoring position. Or, just get a single and drive the man in. The 1-0. Inside ball 2. The Otters, they've had good at bats tonight. They've had good opportunities. 11 hits. You're going to have opportunities. The 2-0. Swung on, high fly ball to right. Back on it is Tolley. Right center field, near the track, makes the catch. So Camus gave it a ride, but just didn't quite get enough of it. Another hard hit out to end an inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 8-3 the score. Schaumburg in front on 96.9 WIIR and the Otters Digital Network.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND
It'll be Nick McAuliffe to stand in and pitch. The rookie right-hander. His last appearance went a strong inning, did not give up a run, struck out 2. That was earlier in this series. Overall, he has thrown 2 1/3, has not given up a run yet. So he's done well. He was signed on the 21st, so just last week he was signed. And now he will face Alec Craig, the leadoff man. It seems like this guy comes up to bat every single inning. And the first pitch is up and away for ball 1. There's only been 2 innings where he hasn't hit, so I guess that assessment was right. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs. The pitch. Up and in, 2-0. Evansville, here in the bottom of the 8th, trails 8-3. McAuliffe trying to keep it right there, so in the top of the 9th, the Otters know what the deficit is, the 2-0. Missed again, 3-0. All of them have missed high. McAuliffe has that high 12 o'clock arm slot and release point. The 3-0 called a strike on the outer half at 91, 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Here it is. In there for strike 2, 3-2. So McAuliffe trying to work all the way back. Craig tonight has a single. He is walked as well. He struck out and grounded out the other 2 times. The payoff pitch to Alec Craig. from McAuliffe as he begins his wind and fires. Swung on, high fly ball, shallow right field. Out to it is J.J. Cruz, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Now it's Michael Gould. He pinch hit for Brent Spillane in the 6th inning and struck out. He is playing center field now. First pitch, swung on and missed out in front of the changeup. Count, no balls, 1 strike. So 0-1 the count. 1 away the pitch. Swung on and missed. Oh, man, that was an ugly swing from Michael Gould in the count 0-2. So quickly ahead in the count is McAuliffe. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. McAuliffe looks in, steps back, kicks, fires. Swung on, fouled off. And that gets into the first base side bleachers. 0-2. McAuliffe with the next 0-2 delivery. Here it is. Down and away. Nice pick from Will Banks, and it's 1-2 now. So a ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom 8, 8-3. Boomers in front by 5 over Evansville. The pitch. Outside ball 2. Good at bat here from Gould. Wind starting to pick up a little bit more. Nothing insane. 2-2 offering. Swung on, line drive center field. In on it is Brown, but he can't make the catch as it falls in front of him. 1 out single for Michael Gould, his first hit of the day. That brings up Christian Fedko. Fedko tonight is 0 for 2. He hit a sac fly in the 6th. He walked in the 3rd. Then a fly out and a pop out. The first pitch to him is upstairs for a ball, 1-0. So a ball, no strikes, 1 out. Here it is. That one finds his own. Nice front door slider, 1-1. McAuliffe takes a small look over at Gould and now delivers the 1-1 pitch. High, left it in the attic, 2-1. Out of the stretch once again, here it is. Swung on, high fly ball, shallow center, back on it Camus, in on it Brown, but Graham Brown's going to be the one to make the catch for out number 2. Florence now in front of Gateway, 9-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Washington is beating Lake Erie in extras 6-4 in the top of the 10th. First pitch now to Anthony Calarco is swung on and grounded hard to first. LJ Jones stops it, picks it back up, and steps on the bag himself for the 3rd out. So the Otters, with some work to do in the top of the 9th, they trail 8-3. You're listening to 96.9 WIIR and the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library.
It'll be Mitch White to come in and pitch for the Boomers as Graham Brown stands in to lead us off. Mitch White, a 2.84 ERA in 7 appearances. He has thrown 6 1/3 innings, given up 2 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks. The good news is those 2 earned runs were against Evansville last week, and the one home run he has given up was the walk-off 2-run home run from Keenan Taylor that sent everybody home with a smile on their face last week. Now there's a conversation happening between the Otters dugout and home plate umpire Max Langley. Graham Brown stands in, and time is called. And the first pitch here to Graham Brown. Up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Mitch White will sit low 90s, will touch the mid 90s every once in a while with that fastball. But that's when he starts to lose control. The 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike on the outer half at 92, 1-1. The Otters looking for another comeback victory here, top 9, 8-3. The Evansville Otters trail by 5. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball, slicing foul, and out of play. That overhead foul brawl brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it. It'll be Graham Brown, L.J. Jones, and Pavin Parks. The 1-2 to Brown. Outside, 2-2. So count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody gone. 5-run deficit for Evansville here in the top of the ninth. The pitch. Swung on. Chopper foul, third base side. So the count stays. Graham Brown today has reached twice, once on catcher's interference. He also has a single. The 2-2. Swung on. Nice battle here. Fouled it back. On deck, L.J. Jones. Mitch White sets. Out of the stretch, he works. The 2-2. Swung on, grounded hard to Fedko at third. Toss over to first is in time for out number one. Now, LJ Jones, he's flown out 3 times. He has struck out once, 0 for 4. Jones, right-handed batter, awaits the first pitch from the right-handed Mitch White. Here it is. Bender misses low, ball and no strikes. One ball, no strikes, one away. The pitch from Mitch White. Swung on, grounder, base hit left field. LJ Jones finally gets rewarded for a good swing with his first hit of the night there and his fifth at bat. Now Pavin Parks. He is 2 for 3, 2 singles and a walk. He has a run scored as well all the way back in the first inning. He came around after that walk. They're playing Parks to the pull side. First pitch in the dirt, kept in front of him by Norman. Count 1-0. So a ball, no strikes, 1 out. Mitch White looks in. The 1-0 just catches the outer half. Pavin Parks not really liking it. I didn't really either. Count 1-1. A ball, a strike, and out. Here it is. Swung on and missed. Blew it by him at 93, 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here to Pavin Parks. On deck, JT Benson. The pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Count stays. So we'll do it again on this cold Wednesday night here in Chicago. Well, Schaumburg, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. Near enough to the Windy City. The 1-2. Swung on and missed strike 3. Now JT Benson. He is 4 for 4. The right-handed batter awaits the first pitch from Mitch White. Here it is. Swung on, popped it up, drifting foul and out of play to the right side. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. And here it is. Just dipped below the zone, 1-1. So a ball, a strike, 2 gone. From White to Benson. Down low, backhand pick by Norman, and he'll get a new baseball for Mitch White. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Jones at first. The pitch to JT. Swung on and missed, 2-2. So count evened up and deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Called strike 3 on the outer half. And that'll do it. The final is 8-3 here in Schaumburg, and the Boomers complete the sweep on the Evansville Otters. When we come back, we will talk about it in the Papa John's postgame show. Stay tuned here on 96.9 WIR and the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Welcome into the Papa John's post-game show. A reminder, fans, that Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and post-game shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network and the Home Team Network. You can also find us on 96.9 WYIR. So the Otters fall 8-3 here in this one, and another game that just felt like the Otters had so many opportunities, but at points got unlucky, at points didn't deliver. And again, one where it doesn't feel like Evansville is too far off from being a team that can win these type of games. We saw it last week. We saw flashes of it the entire week last week, where Evansville did such a good job of taking advantage of the opportunities they were given. Offensively tonight, JT Benson with a stellar performance. He went 4 for 5 with 2 RBI singles, 4 singles in total. JJ Cruz also with a multi-hit night. He had a double and a single. Cohen Wilbanks got himself a hit. LJ Jones finally able to break through with a hit as well. But on the other side, it was the long ball that bit the Otters here tonight. 3 home runs from Schaumburg, from Calarco, and then Tolley, and then Fitzgerald. And again, just one that the Otters, they jumped ahead early, but just kind of fell apart in the middle innings. And that was kind of what did it the past 3 days, is the middle innings for Evansville is what got them out of these ball games. But I don't think that the way these last 3 games have come about results-wise is how we can reflect and look on this team. This Otters team has the tools to be very, very good this year. And I think this weekend in Florence, hopefully they will show that against a divisional team that is well on their way to getting a win here tonight as we take a look again at the Frontier League scoreboard. And in the bottom of the ninth, it is 9-2. Florence still in front. So if that score holds, then the Otters and Florence will be tied for 4th place in the Central Division, which would mean this upcoming weekend would be massive for both the Otters and Florence. So again, the final is 8-3. John Beamer finishes with a line of 5+ innings pitched, 8 hits given up, 7 runs, 3 strikeouts. Nick McAuliffe came in the 8th inning and pitched a scoreless frame. Alex Valdez looked good. He pitched 2 innings, gave up a hit, a run, walked 1, struck out 3. Evansville in total left 11 men on base throughout tonight's game. They finished with 12 hits on the night, did not commit an error. So the opportunities are there. And at times today, it felt like the Otters just got unlucky. And that's what it was on the Raymond Gill flyout in the fourth. He hit that one just inches away from getting out. LJ Jones hit 3 balls tonight that were absolutely massed, just got unlucky on where he hit it. So, again, thank you so much for listening to the Papa John's post-game show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network and the Home Team Network, along with now 96.9 WYIR. Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday night with me. I'm Riley Angel. Again, the final 8-3 in favor of Schaumburg. We will see you this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Florence. You can find us same place. Thank you so much for listening, and as always, have a good night.